this is Travis Elliott with National Control Devices, and we're doing another Today's Question edition, I guess. Today's question comes from Larry Hinkle. He says they have a monitoring system with similar technology that's no longer supported. We need a quote to replace the gateway and 8 temperature humidity sensors with a temperature range of -40 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Also, is your system web-based for monitoring software, or can it run on a network? Please advise. So it sounds to me like Harry wants to monitor 8 temperature humidity sensors that are wireless throughout an environment. And he wants to view those readings through some sort of web interface or dashboard locally without a cloud. Because he said to be run on a network. So I'm taking that as, local, we don't want to pay a cloud fee. So to accomplish this, what I'm going to recommend is our IoT edge computer. The edge computer is going to connect to the local area network either via Ethernet or Wi-Fi, and this is going to act as the receiver for all of those wireless sensors. So all the wireless sensors are going to connect back to this wireless gateway. It's going to give you, the wireless modules we use are 900 megahertz, which is going to give you a range of about 1,000 feet for obstructed installations or 2 miles for clear line of sight. So very powerful wireless connection between the gateway and the sensors. Definitely not the Bluetooth you're used to. These are actually made for use in real industrial environments. So that'll be the gateway, and the gateway is actually also going to host a web interface that will allow us to view the readings from the temperature humidity sensors. So it actually acts as the dashboard server, and that's what we're going to show you how to do today. Now, connecting back to this IoT edge computer, I'm going to recommend our temperature humidity sensor here. He said he needed -40 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. This thing's rated for -40 to +85 C. So definitely within the range of what he's looking for, and from what he's describing, it sounds to me to be ambient air monitoring. So this probe is going to be perfect for that. Now, today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to display the temperature and humidity readings from these sensors in a dashboard, and we're going to be looking at temperature humidity readings. But remember, this system is an entire ecosystem from National Control Devices. So once you have that IoT edge computer installed at your location, perhaps you start with some temperature humidity sensors, and then you decide you want to monitor current consumption of machines, you want to monitor machine runtime, you want to monitor vibration for predictive maintenance, you want to monitor CO2 levels, particulate matter for air quality. Keep in mind, this is just a part of a huge ecosystem that we're building. We have over 65 wireless sensors that connect back to that IoT edge computer. We've got PSI sensors here for monitoring air and liquid pressure. We've got structural monitoring sensors for monitoring displacement, building movement. We've got CO2 sensors. We've got a slew of sensors for soil monitoring, tank level monitoring, you name it, we've probably got a solution for it. So just keep in mind what I'm telling you today applies to everything here. It's just different types of data. Like the tank level sensor is going to give you a level reading instead of temperature humidity. But displaying that information through the web interface on the IoT edge computer is exactly the same. So let's hop into the IoT edge computer that I already have powered up on my network. Now, if you look at the IoT edge computer, there is a small screen right here. And whenever you connect that IoT edge computer to your network, it's going to display its IP address on your network. So you just simply look at the screen, figure out what the IP address of the IoT edge computer is. In my case, it's 192.168.0.19. So I'm going to pull up my web browser, and I'm going to put in 192.168.0.19, just like that, and it's going to bring up this interface. And from here, I can configure settings into the gateway There's an entire video on getting started with the IoT Edge computer, which I will link in the description down below on YouTube, or it may be linked in a article if this video actually goes to article form. I'll also link to the IoT Edge computer, the temperature humidity sensor, and the slew of products that are part of this ecosystem there as well. So you've got your IoT Edge computer connected to your network. You've opened up your temperature humidity sensor and turned it on. You're ready to start viewing the data. It's pretty easy from the web interface of the IoT Edge computer. We're simply going to click on Node-RED. And Node-RED is the software that runs on the IoT Edge computer. I've already got a flow running on here that's doing other stuff, so we're just going to create a new flow here. And if you want to, you can go into your other flow if your IoT Edge computer came with one and just disable it down there, click Done, and now you don't have to worry about all of those stuff. The other thing I recommend is come up to Debug, change this from all nodes to current flow. So that way we're only going to see information pertinent to what we're doing right now. So we need to drag first a wireless gateway node out of the left panel over here. This is where all the data from all the sensors is going to come out. And then what I recommend doing, we need to configure this, so double click on it and click on Edit. Give it a name like Gateway, and then you're going to click on this little search icon here. It looks like it's not going to let me do that here. It's because I haven't deployed yet. Let me deploy this after I drag it in there. Now we'll double click. We'll add a new one. Edit. Gateway. Okay, well, it's not letting me do it there, but you should already have this. If you bought an IoT Edge computer, it's already going to know where the gateway is. So just click that and click /dev/TTYS1 and hit done. So now we've got the gateway here, and this thing's going to start outputting data from sensors. First, we probably want to see what's coming out of the sensors here. We want to see, what we're working with. So we're just going to grab a debug node, drag it in here, and connect these together. And now we're going to click deploy. Now, as soon as my temperature humidity sensor checks in, which I've got set to check in very often, I can actually see the data coming out of it. And I can see here that it is a temperature humidity sensor. I can tell because it's a type 1, which is a temperature humidity sensor. And I can see the data that it's outputting, humidity and temperature. Okay, so we know what we're working with. Let's turn that off, just because my sensor's checking in a lot and it can be a bit annoying. Now let's come over here on the left and scroll down until we get to this dashboard section. Now this is your web dashboard widgets. Okay, so let's just grab a gauge widget. And let's just connect that to our wireless gate. Actually, we want to, so I can see that the address of this device is right here. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that the data for these two gauges is coming from this sensor. Because like Larry says, he's going to have 8 of them. So what we can do is we can grab a switch node. And we can take the output of the gateway and connect it to the input of the switch node. And we want to check the address of the device. This address is unique to this particular sensor, so no other sensor is going to have this address. So I'm going to copy the path of that variable, put it right there, message.payload.adder. And we want to say if it's equal to this value, which is the address of this sensor. So we'll click copy value and we'll paste that in here. Now say you've got, 7 more sensors. We can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we can come through here, and put in the unique addresses for each one of these sensors. And let's say you get lucky and they actually increment like this, which never happens, but just for the sake of this demo, those are the addresses of the 8 sensors that we have. Okay, whenever we do that, you'll notice that switch now has 8 outputs. Okay, so we're going to have a gauge here, and we're going to come out of the out of this output, and we're going to say this gauge. We're going to create a new group for this gauge. We'll create a group for each of the sensors. And we're going to need to create a UI tab. And we're just going to call this UI tab our temperature / humidity readings. Okay. And then, so that's our tab. And we're going to name this group sensor 1. And we'll put both widgets in the same area there. Okay. So this gauge is now going to be on the temperature humidity readings tab under the group sensor 1. Okay. And we'll say that this is our temperature reading. And I believe Larry said our readings are -40 to 100. Now it's important to note that the temperature output here is actually 26.43. So we need to convert that into Fahrenheit. So we do need to keep that in mind here in a minute. And we'll just put F for Fahrenheit. And that should be it. Now we'll just grab that and we'll copy it and we'll paste it. I'll put this right here. And this is going to be our humidity reading. So we want to say this unit's going to be percent, and it's going to be 0 to 100%. And I believe we need to change this to we need to tell it where to get this information from. And I believe we want message.payload. Actually, we don't have to write all that out. Let's just grab it right here. So we want, this is our humidity, so we want to grab the path for that. Message.payload.sensor_data.humidity. And we need to go back and do that for the temperature sensor. Let's grab this path. And it doesn't give you the message, so you have to put that in. Message.payload.sensor_data.temperature. Okay. And I believe we may be able to do our math right here. Let's try that. Let's deploy, and let's see what that's giving us. Cannot read property 8 to 32 on the phone. It doesn't understand that math. Let's get rid of that. Okay, and then we're going to click this button here and click on dashboard, and then click on this little button here to go to the dashboard. Okay, we're getting some data. It looks like our humidity's not working. Let's check that. Oh, it's because we have it connected to the wrong output from our switch. fix that right there. And let's go ahead and fix this reading so it's Fahrenheit, not Celsius. We'll do that the easy way, and we'll just say message. Let's get the path for our temperature again. Copy the path. Times 1.8 minus 32.00. Done. I can't remember if it's minus or plus. Okay. What do we got now? Okay. Apparently it was plus 32. I assure you it's not that cold in here. There we go. And yeah, it is a little warm in my office, so that's about right. Humidity looks right. So there's our readings from sensor 1. You do the exact same thing. Now you can just take this group here. I'm probably going to want to drag them out of the way a little bit because we got a bunch of these. Copy all 3 of those and paste them. And what I would do is just change right here. We're going to want to add another group. So sensor 2. Same thing for this one. Edit here. Sensor 2. It already did it. Didn't do it to these, did it? Sure did. That's not what we want. So we're going to double click here, and we need to click here and click on add new UI group, and then hit edit. Sensor 2. We want it in temperature humidity readings. Display the group name. Add. Done. Come into this widget for the humidity, and we just need to change it to sensor 2. And hit done, and now we're just going to connect these down here. And of course I do not have another temperature humidity sensor. You can imagine if you did that for all 8 of your sensors, you're going to have gauges for each of the 8 sensors. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. You can access this dashboard by simply putting in the IP address of the gateway :1880/UI, like that. And you may want to format this so it's only a couple of decimal points, but you know, this is just, you know, for simple demonstration purposes. But yeah, that's basically it. I kind of went through this a little fast, I know, but you can rewatch through here and see what I'm doing. It's really not too complex, and if you have any questions at all, we'd be happy to answer your questions. What I will also do is I will export this flow and throw it on GitHub so that you can import it. Real quick, to import a flow into Node-RED on your IoT Edge computer, you simply open up this Node-RED interface, click on the menu up here, and you click on, oops, that's how you export it. You click on import, and then you're just going to paste it in here. So, you know, if this was on GitHub already, it's going to be on github.com/ncd-io. And we can search repositories for node-red-flow, which, bonus, that's where you find all of these flows that I create. So you come in here, you can click on one, click on the flow.json file, and just highlight all of this text and copy that to your notepad, and then you'll come back over here and you'll click import, and then you'll just paste that in here and click import, and it's going to show up here. Okay, so that's how you'll do it. So I'll go ahead and export this flow. So if you're interested in how I did this, you can really open it up and see how everything works. So hopefully this was helpful for somebody. If you do have any questions, please go to our website, scroll to the bottom of the page, and click on Contact Us. And here you can get technical support here, or ideally you'll go to community.ncd.io and post a new topic here and ask your questions so that we can share that information with everyone. And we'll be happy to answer any questions you have there. So thank you very much and have a great day.